Hey everybody, a bit of inspection video, but we're also going to be focusing on checking ball joints since we do all these inspection videos, and we haven't talked too much about them other than we don't have a problem with them. We see a bit of a sweat on the boot like that. Sometimes you might see a tiny little bit of grease coming at the bottom here, a bit of sand from the road beach run, but at the end of the day, you're probably not going to have an issue. If the boot's split, you need to replace it, but if there's sand got in there and it's worn the ball and it's got a bit of slop in there, that's when you might need to replace it because it'll become dangerous. If that was to pop out of there, you can imagine what's going to happen with your wheel, your steering, your handling, and yours and everybody else's safety. And probably similarly with the bottom ball joint if it did fail, because at the end of the day, between the bottom ball joint here and that top ball joint, there's not much else holding this whole steering knuckle to the vehicle if they were to fail, or even one of them. So one of the things you can do to check the top ball joint, and I've never had a problem with one, basically at the moment you can see that arm, right, that's up and this end is down. So if you were to chuck your hand on there while you simply got the wheels off the ground down there doing your oil change, and you grab that arm there and you just hang off it, sort of just pull up and down on it because you're checking to see if there's any looseness in the top part of this. So the ball, right, that's bolted in the bottom here, right, I've got my little pointer here, that's through there. The bottom part's got the ball, and what do you call the bit that goes outside the ball? You know what I mean, put it in the comments, right? That's on the top. So basically we're just pulling down on this and we want to feel if there's a bit of movement there, and there might be a tiny little bit, that'll be okay. But if you start getting some slop there, you've got problems with your ball joints. Now, every time I do that, I've never found a problem on one of these Toyota genuine arms. Okay, hear that word, genuine arm, never found a problem. So we're going to do that in a sec. Now, what will we do down here? Well, this one's a bit different. It's sort of pointing in the same direction. So what you could do is actually pushing this one in, because you've got the suspension pushing downwards. It's being held down, so this is in this position. I suppose it's hard for me to explain what I want to do, but I believe that this is going to be pushing down. So anyway, what I want to do is get in here with a screwdriver and see it's sitting on top of the ball joint there. I'll just get in there and show you, right? So I'm putting pressure down on the arm here and I'm pushing up. Don't be pushing like this on the, see that seal there? Don't be damaging that seal like that, but underneath the steering knuckle itself, and just go and just see, you know, a bit of a pull on there and see if there's any movement there, right? You could also probably just give it a bit of a push that way. So a bit of general information. So, you know, pushing it downwards, no play. Okay, you want to push it upwards. Could be different makes and models. You're checking the ball joints and there's different ways to do it, but I just want to demonstrate so you get the picture. This, you know, pushing upwards. And if you've got any movement between, trying to keep it simple, this piece here and this piece here at the other end, any movement up and down, you've got wear in your ball joints. And that's where you'd want to know your specifications, what's acceptable, or have other vehicles that you can compare to, or like we've had these since new and we know they've got virtually no movement in them. Some of them you'll have about like 0.5 millimeter, I'm just estimating, it's not by specification. Anyway, that's checking ball joints. Unless they've got play, you don't need to replace them. A lot of people get excited and want to get some aftermarket upper control arms. That's okay if you like. There is some advantages of aftermarket stuff, but you lose the advantages of the original genuine arms. So if you've taken yours out and changed them, please don't throw them away. You can send them to me because I like them and I'll use them as spares. I mean, my 120, it's got 470,000 k's, I think thereabouts, with the original upper arms. What happens is the lower arms in the bushes here, they get cracked. So what we do, like always, we come and check. We're checking in here for the cracks. See, the rubber goes from here to here. So what we, oh, sorry. I got the apprentice here. Did you lose any teeth there? Did you bite your tongue off? Sorry, I'm moving around here. Right, so the split is over this side a little bit. So we'll just get in a bit closer to show you with the camera so we can get it to focus still. Not bad at all. You can see where it sort of starts off at the side and it finishes. I'm going to try and get in there and point. See, it sort of finishes at the right-hand corner tip of that screwdriver about there. This side up here looks all right. We'll have a look at that front bush there. That one, you can see it's had a lot of twisting and bouncing going on it. You got to watch those speed humps. You got to watch how fast you go up over those sand dunes. Let's have a look at this side as well. This a bit of a weird wheel alignment where this is facing downwards. That actually shouldn't be like that. To get that wheel alignment and that section pushing out there, it should be actually this section here doing the pushing out. So that's a bit wrong right there. We'll let the client know. You'll be looking at this video anyway. So you'll be cracking it going, mate, no, I ain't taking two for this wheel alignment anyway. See this one, it's got the split. It starts from that side and it goes down to about there. So that one's actually about 50% split. And I'll blame, it looks to me like the bush is very twisted. So these bushes and these components in here can be a bit seized up. And people doing wheel alignments need to make sure they're not seized up before they do this stuff. And once again, really twisted. So I'm going to go to as far as to say, whoever did this wheel alignment, the bush could be twisted and they could have damaged this, which is why it could be damaged more at this side than the other. It's very difficult to see. I'm sorry about that. I'm doing my best to show you. Let's look at this one anyway. All right. Same as the other side. Bit of bouncing around. I can't even see with my eyes whether it's any good or not. Let's move on underneath the rest of the vehicle. Turbo's bone dry, that's good. Sump engine's bone dry. Transmission's bone dry. Gasket. I was going to say, is that the original? It looks like it might have been off this one. Looks a little bit aftermarket, cork gasket rather than the genuine one. So I'd say that hand might have been off. Yep, there's a bit of oil there. So that sort of tells us if it had been left well enough alone, it would have never been off. It'd have the genuine gasket and they don't leak that oil there. This point is working out pretty well, isn't it? Awesome. No, none of the oil at the front of the transfer case, the typical 1 in 10 we see. So you got lucky with that one. It's not there. Bit of lubrication on the drive shaft. Fuel tank looks good. Exhaust is good. We're going to have a feel of all these uni joints. Make sure there's not too much play in those, but because it's a Toyota Prado, we know it won't. It'll be fine, even if they haven't lubricated them properly. Imagine what you can get out of it if things are serviced right. Preventative maintenance, people. Preventative maintenance. All right, let's have a squeeze of this fuel hose here just because we can on the 150, because I'm just doing a few of these lately going, yep, see how soft it is still. So the 150s, I believe, they've got an upgraded rubber because we don't see issues with those. Rear pads are getting low. It's something that will need to be budgeted for. I don't know if I'm even going to say on the next service. It's time to get onto lsiauto.com.au and use the discount code 4B4-2025 and get those genuine pads cheap, because I can see that outer pad there. I'll try and get in a bit closer for you. The outer one, even on this angle, it's quite low. So yeah, rear pads ASAP. Tyres are looking all right. Springs all good. Shock absorbers. What do we got here? Outback armour, no leaks. There's been a few people with this gear and they like it, they reckon it's good, but then they tell me they're good with customer service and warranty as well. They've had some replacements. So although they might be good, there is some issues where they get replaced, where we sell heaps of Dobinson stuff and don't have any issues with the monotubes at all whatsoever. Never replaced one that I can ever think of, that I can remember. Not one leak ever. Bushes are good. The monotube Dobinsons, mate, 10 years now, bloody awesome. Early days, I was a bit wary of it, just gave everyone else a bit of time. We stuck with the twin tubes a bit longer than everyone else. And there was minimal warranties on those, but there was some. Let's have a look at the bushes up here. Yep, it's looking pretty good. It's only done 220k. It's not getting diff oils on this service, but it's going to get that fuel filter replaced that a lot of people don't know about. It's meant to be every 20,000 Ks. Don't wreck the clips, just watch the other videos, subscribe, turn the bell on. You don't want to miss this stuff. If you're new to the channel, you need to get on the videos, watch at least 3 videos a day. You've got a lot of catching up to do. Pressure washer is all that is. Someone's had the pressure washer under there. Careful you don't push dirt that might be around here in under this seal when you're washing, because you don't push it in there, you'll create a leak. But you do need to put a lot of water. I suggest putting the water up here with your hose, not the pressure washer, so it all runs down. It'll wash the dirt out from here, because a bit of water will get in there, because these can build up with a bit of dirt and dust and can create some squeaky noises as well. This one's got a bit of squeaky noise, so I think what we're going to do is replace this gasket here. We've shown that in some other videos as well. And the other thing I might do is load up these springs a bit more. I'll check them out, I'll see how tight they are. We might try and make them a little bit tighter. Intermittent squeal, a little bit annoying. You might need to replace this every little while. There is an upgraded gasket though, so you know, if it happens again, then yeah, just replace it again, because it's annoying squeak. If you put your foot on the exhaust tip, as demonstrated in the other videos, FJ wheels, mate, just put your foot on the exhaust tip here and just push it here with your foot. That usually the squeal will stop. and then you know what's going on. Look, follow your joins. There's no other joins that make any squeak. There's just this flexi one here. Anyway, I reckon it's a pretty long, boring video with the usual bit of info, but we added on checking the ball joints. Remember, check your wheel bearings, 220K. These ones, as preventive maintenance, should be replaced because we see them fail a lot from around the 200 mark. Now, if you're going to be just, you know, going to school and back and local, doesn't matter too much. You can just check at each service. If you notice some noise or some bad braking and it starts to feel dangerous, get it checked out. Or since you don't have to pay any money on wheel bearing repack type maintenance, all that money you saved, you can spend some of it and just replace those wheel bearing assemblies. We got them on the shelf. Recommended every 200,000 Ks on the front. We'll talk about the rear in another video. Bada bing, bada boom. That's it. Catch you in the next one. See ya.